Hi everybody, Paul Cameron here from speedupmyjobsearch.com with some job search tactics and motivation for today. And today I want to talk about behavior-based job searches. And if you try this, you're not only going to land a job faster, but you're virtually going to eliminate the stress and disappointment that can come with a job search. And I know that there's going to be a lot of people out there that say that that can't be done and that you can't land a job faster by your own efforts and that you can't just get rid of the stress. But today I'm going to show you that you really can. And I'm going to close today's video with truly one of the most powerful quotes that I have ever heard in my entire life. And for those of you who know me, you know I'm a big quote buff, which that's really saying something if I think that this is the best one I've ever heard, but it really is. And I just heard it this past weekend. It wasn't from anybody famous or anything. It was just in a casual conversation with an extraordinary young man and his father. And it truly was a life changer for me. And I hope it will be for you too. And if this video is helpful for you, I would encourage you to please click that like button so more people in your network can find it. And that way we can help more people. I really appreciate your help with that. So I run a job club in Wheaton, Illinois called the Jobs Driven Networking Group, where we teach networking tactics for job seekers and we network with each other a little bit afterwards. And when I ask people about their searches, I usually hear how long they've been looking or how many companies haven't responded to their resume or just all the unfair things that have happened to them in their job search. And it always seems to be about things that are outside of their control, right? You can't make an employer pick up the phone and call you. You can't control how many positions are posted on Indeed for you to apply to. You can't make somebody hire you by a certain date, right? But you can control your behaviors to influence theirs, right? And that's what I mean by behavior-based job searches. If you intentionally learned how employers search for candidates on LinkedIn, for example, right, then you can create opportunities for yourself. What are the search parameters that employers are using to find people? Who is most likely to come up in their results based on those search parameters? And learning little things like the number of connections you have and the types of groups that you're in on LinkedIn directly influences whether or not employers can find you or not. And then knowing that stuff, you can take that information and optimize your profile according to how it's going to impact these employers and how many employers are going to be able to find you because of the actions that you've taken, right? And once you have more employers consistently finding you from the behaviors that you've just taken, well, then you can focus on learning the behaviors needed to get those employers talking with you. Right? You can sit and talk about how things aren't working all day long, or you can take action and make more employers find you, which will bring you opportunities. Right? If you aren't getting at least one new warm lead from LinkedIn every single day, you need to do some research on LinkedIn because it's a great tool. Or find someone who can teach you how to do it. In my program at speedupmyjobsearch.com, I can show you how to get multiple warm leads from LinkedIn every single day and only spend about 15 minutes on it at the most each day. I would encourage you to please check that out if you're looking for a job. Another comment I hear a lot at this job club is how people feel that they've applied to all the jobs that are posted on Indeed, right, for what they do, and there's nothing left to apply to, and that's totally outside of their control. And that's true. You can't control how many jobs are posted on Indeed, but you can control how many more jobs you find outside of Indeed, right? And you can control the words that go on your resume that have the highest statistical probability of getting those employers to respond to you. Those are behaviors that are in your control that you can learn, right? And then instead of just insisting that there's no more jobs to apply to, you can take little actions like this. Try this here today, right? Go to LinkedIn, do a people search for people who do what you do in your zip code. All right, you're looking for people, not jobs. And then open their profiles to see which companies hired them to do that job. Right? That's a great list of companies who hire people like you. And I bet you're going to find some on there that you've never heard of before. And then instead of declaring that you just don't know anyone at any of those companies, take the time to learn how you can very easily network your way in, getting to know people through social media and other places where their employees gather. Right? And you can learn what to say when you reach out to them so you feel confident in making that connection. And that's going to open doors for you. Those are behaviors that are within your control and that are easy to learn. Again, I can teach you through my program, and if you're interested in doing that, and if not, go get a book on this subject, or just try things and don't repeat the ones that don't work, right? But you need to do something, take on these behaviors. And just as a side note, so you know, I already know which ones don't work. I can show you through my program, but you're certainly welcome to touch all those stoves yourself and figure out which ones are hot. My point here is that these are behaviors that can be learned. Right? Networking is a behavior, and it's within anyone's ability to learn. You don't have to be the most outgoing person in the world to do this. You just need the right words to say, and those are out there for you to learn. So here's your next step. Grab a sheet of paper. This is the next behavior I want you to take. Grab a sheet of paper. Write down what you need to learn first, or what you want to learn first, and then make a plan on how you're going to learn it, and then take action on that. And when you do, you're going to feel like you're accomplishing something, that you're closer to landing a job than you think, right? The stress levels when you do that are going to go down, because you're going to know right down to your core that you are doing what you need to do to land your next job, that you're not hoping anymore, you're doing, right? Hope can end in fruition, but taking action and focusing on your behaviors will eliminate the stress and fill you full of anticipation of what's to come, because you know that you're doing the right things, and you won't even hear the people that are telling you that you can't. And I mentioned earlier that I heard one of the most powerful quotes this weekend that I've ever heard in my life, and I did. It was about an extraordinary young man who has faced some just unthinkable challenges, right? He has one of the rarest blood disorders known to man. He had a severe stroke before he was 10 years old, but he has one of the best attitudes of anybody I've ever seen. And he has accomplished some things that many of us who haven't had those challenges have never done before, right? And he's focused on what he can do and what his behaviors and his attitude, just the things that he is in control of, and he's overcoming every challenge, regardless of how many times the doctors have told his dad that he can't do something or how much longer he has to live. Right? His dad just never passed along that message to him, right? And he doesn't seem to be scared of anything, right? Just really an inspirational person. And when I was talking with him and his dad about how he's doing it this weekend, his dad answered me, and he wasn't trying to say anything profound or anything, and you could tell he was really thinking of this as he was saying it. He said, you know, if you don't tell someone that they can't, they just might. Excuse me. Wow. I mean, it's just, he's one of the bravest people that I've ever met. And if you put that same perspective and apply that level of determination into creating successful behaviors into your job search, I know you're going to be surprised at how much control you really have in determining how quickly you can land a job. This is something you really can do very quickly. And if you're up for it, I would love to help you. Again, I'm Paul Cameron. I'm from speedupmyjobsearch.com, which is a job search training website that takes a very aggressive but structured approach to the job search. It has a private member forum in there where you can ask me questions directly, and I can walk you through this process and help you to get your next job. Right? I hope you'll take me up on that. In the meantime, please subscribe to my YouTube channel here for more job search tips and strategies like this, or sign up to have videos like this emailed to you each week by going to drivestaff.com/motivate. And remember, only you know what you're capable of. Nobody else has enough knowledge about you to be able to tell you that you can't do something. Focus on your behaviors, and you're going to reach your goals faster. You can do this. Now, it's time to get to work.